Hello.
Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia.
And Azalea. Hello.
And this is Greengirlstudios, our Magic Hour, Wednesday edition. Hello, my friends. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody hailing from? We are streaming live to you from Asheville, North Carolina.
It's cold up here.
It's not that cold. But I have a thick sweatshirt, so I'm not cold at all this time. I see Karen is joining us. Hello, Katney. Hello, Karen. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, my friends. How is everyone doing? We are doing just fine. Having a nice rest from our TGBE recovery. Let me just adjust this light. It's right beaming into my eyes. Can you push this back, little daughter? Those lights, it's a little too. It was like one right in front of my eyeball.
Like this?
There you go. Kind of push it towards. It's not in the walkway. Oh, thank you. Melanie says, hello, beautiful ladies. And Karen says, it's cold in Toronto. I bet it is. Hello, June. Hello, my friend. Hello. Hello, Pat. St. Augustine. You know, I was just in St. Augustine a few months ago. And it was we stopped and had a picnic. As I was like, let's just drive through real quick. And then it was like a parking lot. And it was not how I remembered it from my youth time of just rolling in right up to the beach like we owned the place. Of course, that was I don't even know how many years ago. Mary's from New York. It's probably cold there. It's probably cold pretty much everywhere. Actually, it's not. It's probably the opposite on the West Coast. The West Coast is the opposite of cold. And I hope all of our friends in California are safe and not dealing with all of the wildfires. You know, when we lived in Glendale, it's kind of between Pasadena and Burbank, there was always a threat of fire. And I found that kind of stressful living there. And we did not have to evacuate at any point. I think our thing was that there was a highway between us and where the fires would be, and it would have to jump the highway. So we were always seeing like it was always around us, the fires, but never like this. I mean, there was always some threat of fire, but it certainly wasn't like how it is now, where it's like the end of the world. It seems like it's very terrifying. So I hope everyone that is in that part of the world is staying safe. It's scary. It's scary what it seems like nonstop. If it's not one place, it's another. Man, the U.S. is going through it lately. Hello, my friends. Yeah. Okay, so I see we are recovering from our TGBE weekend. It was exciting and fun. I made this hat band. I'm not done with it. I'm going to finish it up for our trip in Tucson, or I'll just get another hat. I could use a teal hat. This one features silver silk, and I taught some quick, like 2 or 3 different ways to do wraps, and I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I have not gotten to the point of adding the charms to the end, but that's like the last part. It always takes me forever to decide what I'm going to put. It's like the sugar on top at the end. But I wear this color a lot, and it looks good with my coloring, I guess. This is how I wear it.
Matches your little sweater.
That's how I do it right here. It's good. All right, my friends. So one of the things that I released over the weekend was this my little palette. And I'm going to show how to use it, because there was some concern. I received a couple of messages that were like, this is never going to work because, number one, there's no clasp. It will just fall apart. I'm like, well, listen, my friend. Palettes exist without a lid. They have always existed without a lid. I mean, this one has a lid right here. It has a lid, but you know what? It's not attached and there's no hinge. It's just, it's how it goes. And there's more than one way to have a palette. You know, I have one and I've misplaced it. It's somewhere in here. I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to show the different ways. I'm going to show how to pick a limited palette, because, you know, sometimes that has to be a I wouldn't say a concern, but sometimes it can be hard to choose. So I'll show you what I do in this situation. I'm going to flip this camera around. First, I'm going to find, what am I looking for? A wipe for my lens. All right. So we have not chosen, I'm not sure, has the TGBE giveaway sign up ended? You know?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked that in a minute.
Because I don't know if y'all know this, there's a big giveaway that we're working on. And by working on, I mean we're collecting email signups. So what it is.
Oh, show your bronze gator. It was just over here.
I put too many things down and now I can't find anything. Maybe there is it on my desk?
No, because we moved it over there for the specific purpose of showing it. So there's somewhere or in your pocket again.
Sometimes things disappear.
Here it is. All right, you guys.
They don't disappear. It just gets buried under another thing.
This is our new piece. Mom's new piece she carved. We released it in silver on our GBE day, and we released it in pewter, but this is a bronze casting of it. I just dropped a link to our trunk show page that still has some silver and this piece available on there. We only have 6 of these right now, so, go check that out on the link that I just pasted in the comments.
The pewter looks really good. The molds came out perfectly, which I was pleased to learn. Sometimes the molds don't come out and you got to do it over, which is never fun. So that was a good feeling. So we could actually release them for the day. So that was happy news for us. So let's see. Oh, Melanie says, I got a pewter one. So excited to get it. I think it's going to be fun. I made this necklace. So this is one of the things. I made this chain probably 30 years ago. I was about a little older than Azalea. And I made this at the Cultural Arts Center in Columbus. I don't know if that's still there, but this is all handmade chain. And it is silver. And these are little brass fixins. So there's like a brass and silver at the same time, mixed materials with citrine. You know what? I got those at Byzantium. I don't think Byzantium is there anymore, but I got those in Columbus, Ohio, way back in the day. And little smoky quartz. And I thought, you know what I do with this? With it, you could make handmade chain. It doesn't have to be like a hand smashed links. They're all soldered. But I did this with, where's the hook? There's a hook on this. So I made a little hook, right? So that you could either wear it like this, so it's long, and then you can put your charm on it. And that's what I've been doing with it. This necklace. Or I could double it. So a handmade chain that's really long that you could double if you wanted to. So see, I made these extra links that are just sliding free form like this. You can do it like this here. And then suddenly it's a double. So that's kind of fun. And that's what I use this for with like big pendants that I want to change it out, or for photography. If I'm making a piece that I want to show, I'll use it like that. So sometime I would like to show how to make this kind of chain. It's kind of involved to do, but really all you need, if you have fine silver, then it's a real piece of cake, because all you have to do then is put the 2 pieces of silver together and have them touch with no light, no light passing through, and then you hit it with a torch. And I didn't even need solder. It was awesome. So that is on one of the things, if there's enough interest, because it's kind of involved. I don't know. I don't sell handmade chain and I don't sell wire. And somebody was like, why show anything that you're not selling? And I was like, well, just because, I don't know, because I like to share. And I got some grief for that. They're like, that's not how you run a business. And I'm like, well, no one ever said I was like a super business person. So, I mean,
you're doing your best.
I just want to make art, y'all. Oh, I see my friend Clem. Hello, Clem. There's my friend Clem. Hi, everyone. Hi, Clem. Oh, hello, Bonnie. Bonnie says she would like to learn that. All right, I'll make a note of it and I'll try to get the fixins. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm getting overheated. I'm going to take off a layer here. These lights are warm. Okay. So I carry in my bag a little palette. And my mini palette, I have this one. This one my friend Emily sent me. And this gal makes her own paints. And, oh, Tina says, me too, is the chain heavy? Oh, no. This chain is like super lightweight. The only thing that's heavy on it are the rocks. But even then you can see how, look, see how it kind of, you can't see it from the side, but you can kind of see how it's dipping down. So if you didn't use any stones and you just kept it all the metal, like fine silver isn't really super heavy because it doesn't have any, it's just silver. So it's not a real heavy necklace. I mean, it's not like, it's not lightweight like, say, one of those thread necklaces. It's not like that. So anyway. Oh, June says, showing your work inspires others. Yeah, I thought that myself. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do. And I mean, not everything has to be about making money. Okay, I bought this from a gal on Instagram. Her company's called Beam Paints. This is how she packages her stuff because she doesn't want to use any kind of plastic. And so she has this wax paper, and all of these paints are forged from, like, I'm not sure where she got this one. I was looking at it, I'm like, where in the heck did she get that color? But it's supposed to be natural, like natural little things. And these little guys, these are little pebbles of watercolor. Isn't that cool? And so this was supposed to be one that's like for travel. And this is your palette right here, this wax paper thing. It's actually cloth embedded with the wax so that it's supposed to resist any kind of water. And it works pretty well. So that's one type of mini palette that you could have. Or this is an example of the palettes that I carry, which is, you can see the inspiration for this. So the thing that I liked about this was that it was pretty lightweight. You had a lot of colors, but you got to kind of chase these guys around. So that's kind of not, not ideal. I made this, my friend Kathy Van Cleek made this box. This is how she actually sells some of her jewelry. This is the packaging. Isn't that awesome? So she takes copper tape scrap from her garden when she's done to like make a barrier from the slugs and snails. The extras that she had, she would put it on this. And if you shine it, let me see if I can find a polishing pad. It's pretty cool. This one you can see it's copper tape. Yeah. Isn't that cool? This can easily be done to any tin that you have. You could cover it with the copper tape, and you just don't go over the hinges. So you stop at the hinges. But I think it looks really cool. Let me see. Why is that being hard to open? Dang. Might have gotten flattened or wet. Or there's sometimes if you get a little bit of paint like how I have here, and if it gets caught on the edge, it makes a real pain to open up. Like now I'm having to like really put my back into it to open it. Can you open this, little daughter?
Yes.
Like pry that open. There's some paint stuck under it, so it won't open. This is one that is, these colors are egg tempera. It's pretty cool. I bet you didn't know that you could take egg tempera and squeeze it into a palette and do this. This is from Cheap Joe's. And Cheap Joe's makes this in a collectible traveling. They call it what is it called? I don't remember what it's called, but it's a palette. I don't know if they still have it, but it comes empty. So I filled mine with egg tempera. I never checked to see how this is like 6 years later, but I bet there's no reason why that won't work. Egg tempera is egg yolk and pigment powders. So that's one type of paint in there. So here's the one. This one has, these are Primatech colors from Daniel Smith. It's like, why was that all hard to open? I don't know. I see. And what I did with this one was I sprayed white enamel on the back. And that's my palette for that part right there. And I made this part. This is Sculpey in the cracks. So what I did was I took a paintbrush handle like this, and I went through and I kind of made a divot to put each one. And this was before you could 3D print them. Now they can make this, and they can make inserts. This one I did custom. Sometimes they make them for square tins. I've seen them on Etsy where you can buy it, and there you can get different little plastic tin, or not tin, like a plastic 3D printed insert that fits inside small tins, so you don't have to go through this rigmarole. But if you have one that's rounded off or an oddball size tin, they don't make it for that. So anyway, that's one way to do it. And you can see that I did this in a way where I have all the cool colors on one side and the warm ones on the other. Bonnie says, I've never heard of egg tempera. Well, you've seen egg tempera. If you've seen Botticelli's work, you know, The Birth of Venus or The Three Graces, that is egg tempera. And the thing that's good about egg tempera is that the colors, if you ever stood in front of it, you'd see it's like they're just as bright as they were the day they were painted. Maybe some yellowing, but very, very minimal. Or so they say. I mean, it was like 500 years ago, so how could you really know? This is one of my books that I keep in when I'm traveling. And I can't find, I have a little teeny mini palette that fits right in here. I don't know what I did with it. It's in one of my pockets. And this is the thinnest, lightest, most travel-friendly palette of all. It's this one. And, oh, I forgot about you. I made this little guy. I forgot all about it. This is where I was testing out how to make your own brats. This is actually the original, and like a corn nut, I kept it in my sketchbook instead of taking a picture and printing it. So anyway, this is made with, looks like gouache. This little fairy. I don't know what the story is with this. I just made it, and she lives in my sketchbook. And here is the palette. This is a palette right here. Check this out. You don't even believe this. So this is a little piece of wet media acetate. Could be any kind of clear would work. Or actually doesn't even have to be clear. It could be wax paper. But it kind of functions as a palette. And I'll show you. Can you give me some water, little daughter? A little cup of water so I can start showing some of this. I'm going to fill up this palette right here. Carolyn says, can you imagine making the painted fairy in fabric and beads? Ooh, that's a pretty idea. It's a real pretty idea. Kind of tidy this up, move them over. So we're getting ready to go to Tucson. That's coming up really soon. I'm going to show these. This is... So these are, I got this from Peerless Watercolor, and this is their grab bag. This is the brand, Peerless. And originally, so this company is a really old company. It was bought out a few years ago. I'm pretty sure, if I remember the story, it's, oh, here's the lore. 130 years ago by the founder, Charles F. Nicholson. They say they are completely non-toxic, self-blending, transparent, and still made by hand. They don't, I noticed on here, they don't have the reason that they were made. The reason that these were even invented was to color those old photos. So those hand-tinted photos that you see from way back when, this is the method. That's what this was invented for. And what it is paper that has been treated, you can see on one side, in a concentrate to make these sheets. And this is a whole bag full. This is like the grab bag. I bought another one that has all the big sheets, but I also got the grab bag just because I thought it was kind of fun. And these work like this. Where are those? Hey, do you see those little things you cut from before? You cut me some pieces.
They're popped up over there somewhere, I think.
Well, we'll do this. This is an old piece. We'll just test it on the back of this. Oh, Bonnie, she said she purchased that palette. We're going to show it. Not what Melanie says. She says, not going to lie, if you made the LO worm in pewter, oh, the happiness. Oh, that would be cute. But I think I don't want to get in trouble because I think that's copyrighted by the Jim Henson Company. Okay, so these are watercolors. Check this out. This is so cool. So if you have like very limited space, this is a pretty cool way to do it. And look how saturated these are. Can you believe that? This is paper. And I've used this several times. Let's try this one. You know, the only thing is it's really difficult to tell what it is. I might have to put like a thing on the edge so you can kind of see. You know, how can you tell? It's like brown. Let's see what this one is. Maybe this is black. It's kind of a shady gray. So these were like the Photoshop of Victorian times. Because at first they were only available in these shadowy kind of grays. And then as the years progressed, they made them in more vibrant shades. I love this one. Oh, that color is really beautiful. That kind of, it's like a beautiful burnt sienna almost. Oh, hello, my friend. I see my friend Sonia. Sonia, are you going to Tucson? We're not going to be there with a table, but we will be there to shop. Maybe we can get lunch. I know a place. This is a good one too. Ooh, isn't that pretty? That's like Podparasha Sapphire. I love it. I have to find out what that is. Maybe it's a light vermilion. Let's see how saturated I can get that. That's really a beautiful color. You know what? I could make these dots all day long. You guys get bored watching me make dots? I'm not bored doing it. Oh, Karen says, those would be great for when I do ink and wash. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, then maybe we'll catch up, Sonia. We'll catch up. We will get in there. Yeah, can you imagine? That's that brilliant yellow is that. And this has a ton of pigment. Look at how beautiful that one is. So these are also, I found that in these little mystery things, they weren't labeled. So it was kind of like a free-for-all. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be. So let's see. I think I did all the colors. But this is, as far as a limited palette goes, it's kind of weird to put that white. The white, you could barely even see it. Oh, yeah, Bonnie, it's just like those Easter egg things. You know, you never know what it's going to look like. But it looks like it's really pretty, though. So this is what I do with this thing here. Plop it right down. It's not even, I'll let it dry for a few minutes. Okay, now we're going to get to the fun part. How do you figure out what you're going to put in here? Well, I'll tell you. Sometimes you need to make a color dot thing and do like swatches like this. And sometimes it's good to say, what are your most favorite colors? Sometimes I'll take some that maybe I don't know if I'm going to use it. You know, sometimes you stick to the same palette. I have a bunch of these types of palettes that I've made because I make some for landscape. I'll make some for like gray. I know it sounds really boring, but there's a lot of different grays now. And I know you can mix a gray. It's something there's so bewitching about this one. This is from Horadam, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. Horadam Schminky brand, and it's called Random Gray. And what they do with this is they take all the grays of the year, and they will somehow pack in. I didn't see the process of how they load it in. I think this is open, and then they'll squeeze in a little bit. So every squeeze is a little bit different. So it's kind of exciting that way. I actually love it. I love it a lot. This is one that I use, and I take this thing with me wherever I go. And I remember asking if there's any interest in this. So if you do have interest, I can make some. I mix my own with designer gouache from Winsor & Newton, and I go in there with a little bit of the white pigment powder. It's like a calcium carbonate or titanium white, and I'll mix it with some zinc white just so I can get the most saturated, most opaque white of all. And that's this. There's no other opaque like this. And look how clean it is, because I don't think I used it. But I make some of these. If there's any interest, y'all can let me know. Robin says, would love one. Okay, I'll make one. Oh, Bonnie, that's a good idea. You can put gouache in it, for sure. So for my palette, I was thinking there is the Daniel Smith Essentials, which is, let's see. It's like 4 colors plus, I'm going to put it in here. Oh no, I carry this one. So my palette, if I'm traveling, is very, very small. I try to keep it as small as possible because I don't want to carry a big heavy duty thing of colors and things. And then I'm going to be like complaining that it's too heavy on my shoulders or cutting off my chi or whatever. Some of these look like it's all used. I need to put some fresh paper in there. Yeah, these are all, I need to clean this out. So it's half started. I see Liz is interested in a white. I'll make a few. I'll make a few of them and then load them up. What the process is, you get the gouache and you get a palette knife and you mix very close or very carefully because you don't want to stir it up and make a big mess because it goes into the atmosphere and you don't want to breathe it in. So this is from Daniel Smith, and it's kind of, you might look at it and go, what in the heck? It's called the Daniel Smith Try It Dots. And this one's the 66 color. They used to have it where it was like you could get it for free, but now it's not for free. It's now you have to pay for it. But you know what? It's good because I've had this one for a long time. And if there's something I like, it's trying out colors. And what they do is they squeeze out the different colors, their whole line. I think now they have it where it's like 2 pages long. And some of these, like this is the Primatech colors in this row here. And the Primatech colors are made from gemstone. Like this is from Tiger Eye. This is Amethyst, Sodalite, Black Tourmaline. It has kind of a greenish tint to it. Chrome Dioxide. You know, I love them. And I mix these with my acrylics to get some of the colors. I just put, I don't mix it right onto this because then you would seal it. I just get it from the tube, put it on my palette, and then drip some, a little container like this size. I'll show you which one I have. Well, don't leave the lid off like I did on this. But I carry this in my section, and it's in my case for watercolor or acrylic work, and I put in this one matte medium. It took me a minute. Oh, June says, I had a smaller version of the Daniel Smith dots. Loved it. Oh, Clem, they are made from gemstone, and they are beautiful. This one's one of my very favorite ones. Isn't that a gorgeous color right there? The one that I found kind of disappointing was the lapis. The lapis always seemed kind of, I don't even see it on here now. They must have discontinued it because it was kind of a disappointment. Oh, no. Here it is. On the screen, it's showing up really bright. But to me, it always seemed kind of blah. This one, Mayan Blue Genuine. You can see I scrubbed that one down. I definitely ordered that one. It's amazing. So with one of these, you can plan your minimalist color palette. So, I mean, for me, sometimes I tend to do the same type of work, and I have my favorites. But like, I love the quinacridons. I know it's kind of a weird word, quinacridone pink. This is the favorite right there, that coral. I love it. But you know what? This burnt scarlet is good too. It's really difficult to make to just choose one palette. So I make a bunch of them. So that's why I have like half a dozen. And by half a dozen, I mean like 50 of them. I bought this pretty recently. Bonnie says, "You have so much stuff, Cynthia." Girl, you don't even know how much stuff.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that's an understatement. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind having a lot of stuff. I'm in it to win it. This thing, I just got it, and it's a silicone brush to put gesso, and I'll show you what I did with it. It was like this. So you can lay that color just like this. It was so satisfying. It was like painting with, I don't even know how to describe this thing. It's real. Look at it. It has a coating of plastic over top of silicone like implant. You could just go in there and smear that around. It's so fun. It kind of looks like a palette knife, but different. This is going to be covered up. Don't worry. I know what that, it doesn't look good, but this is supposed to be like a root system, and it'll be it'll be covered. This is first layer, so don't be kind of horrified with it. But look at that kind of texture you can get. If there is any interest in this, give me a word. If you have any interest in seeing how this is done, I can show that on a live sometime. And when we figure out how to do an affiliates link page, if anyone has experience with that, you guys, maybe somebody could drop us an email and be like, so this is how you do it. Because we haven't yet to figure that out. We just figured out how to drop it into the comments section of the YouTube, but I don't know how to do
Whenever
with.
I Google it, it tells me to make a brand new website. But I saw you showed me something where a lady had her own section on the Amazon app.
It was called an influencer page.
Influencer page. Okay, well, I need to figure out how to make one of those. I'm very new to this kind of thing, my friends. If anybody knows how to do that, any knowledge would be much appreciated because I'm still figuring it out.
All right, so I'm going to plan this out here. So this is the random gray. I bought a big tube of this sickle, how do you say that? Sicklerite Genuine. That one, where's that on there? I loved it. Yeah, I wore that one down to a nub. There's hardly anything left of that one. So I was like, I love it. I'm going to buy more of it. So I'm going to put this one. I think it'll be a good, maybe I'll go neutral with one pop of color. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe that pop of color is opera pink. And it's like this. That opera pink is this here. That's that Sicklerite. This is, what's this say? I can't even read that. What does that say? Verde. I gotta put my glasses on. Anyway, you can look on the screen and name that nut. Maybe I'll do that one. So this is my newest colors that I was playing with. And I got this one. This is from Etcher Lab. And it came in a tin of stacked up. These little things were so small. I was like, oh no, they're smaller than this. Oh, Christy Friesen knows how to do that. Okay, well, I'll ask Christy. We did ask our friend Abby. I don't know if she got back to Azalea yet. No, she's a busy lady. Right. She's got a bead and yarn store. Oh, and this is a really delightful gray. This is from Core Watercolors. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is from Golden brand. Golden makes my favorite liquid acrylics. So let's fill this thing up. I've been looking forward to doing this. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors and 6 slots. That's a lot of neutral happening over here, don't you think? Maybe I'll do it like this. Dark to light. To like this. Maybe. Is that too weird? No, never too weird. And you know what? If I don't like it, guess what? I can always, since this is kind of like, this is a very minimal amount of paint to put in there. If you don't like what you've done, You could soak it in water and then remove it. But to me, that kind of sounds like rich and wasteful. So just use it, and then when you're done with it, refill it. I kind of want that. Hey girl, can you go hunt for quinacridone coral for me?
In like
In my watercolor bag, I have a Ziploc bag full of watercolor.
Oh, where's that?
I don't know. Oh, June says yellow. God, I need a yellow. That's true. A yellow would be nice. Let's see. Or a white. No, I already have a white there. I just carry this with me, so I don't need another one of that. Let's fill it, though. Let's begin. This is the fun part. So these have to be, when you're filling them, you want to, let me find myself a tool. I need a tool here. Here's a stick. Oh, that's not a stick. That's a crochet hook. It's a stick. All right, get in there, you. Now, what happens with some of these is that they will shrink down when the water evaporates, and it will sink down really small. If you're trying it out and you don't know if you love it yet, just put one layer or one like one squeeze. It doesn't have to be full. Okay, we did that one. Let's check out this gray. I'll show a little bit of it here. It looks like I'm gonna have too much gray on gray. You know what my favorite gray is there's that one gray that is my all-time favorite. These are new ones. Let's put some in here and we'll test it. But I love the granulating colors. The granulating colors, see on the side, that texture, that's showing that this is how it behaves in water. You guys are going to love it. Or maybe you won't love it, but I love it. Check this out. Let's see. Go in there. Very beautiful. And what happens when they say granulating, what happens is the pigments separate and kind of pool in little patterns of your paper. So, hey, let's try some of this over here. In case you were probably curious about this, this is how you use it. This is pretty genius packaging, actually. I felt like I had to really rub these stones pretty good to get them to activate. And I kind of felt like they weren't that intense. But they're beautiful in their own way. So look what happens when you allow it to drip into the other color. Yeah, it's kind of mesmerizing. I actually could just do this kind of thing all day long and be like, okay, here's my artwork, y'all. Whatever this gray was, if I could figure it out on that sheet, I love it. So if you use these on photos, it's like the perfect thing. And I had a set of these back in college. Here's a picture I took of my own self back in the day. This is my cat, Patty. This is the only version of this picture. I wish I had another copy of it, but this is like 30 years old. Look how dreamy his face is. Isn't that so cute? But you could go in with this gray. See how come the colors match up with these? That's what they were designed originally for, is to touch up photos. So you could go in there and, like, if it was for print, you would go in there and color it and make it look like a colorized picture. And these are the colors that you used. All right. So I have that. What did I put in there? I put in random gray. We'll figure that out. Let's skip this other one because it seems like that's awfully similar. So I'm not going to put two grays in. But I love this brown. Let me show it to you. We'll put some in this thing here. Oh, thank you, Caroline. It says, looks like a movie star with her cat. That's nice of you.
Yes, Mama, you're very pretty.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you to say to me. All right, this is the sickle right. This is a really pretty one. This is kind of like burnt sienna, burnt umber if they had a baby together.
Oh, like a color between burnt sienna and burnt umber?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check it out.
A pretty good brown. Not too gray, not too red.
Not too gray, not too... It's like a perfect neutral brown.
I like that.
But look how... See, when they say granulating, see how it's already making those patterns? That's what I'm interested in. And that's why I picked them out. And see, look right here. You get all these like really gorgeous colors. So delightful.
Wouldn't that type of neutral brown be good for making skin tones?
Yeah, it is. That's one of the things I use it for, is skin tones.
So I found that when I tried to use the other, like burnt sienna and burnt umber, one of them would kind of turn out a little bit more pasty gray colored. And the other one would be a little bit more orange skin. But if you have one that's completely neutral, that sounds pretty useful.
Yeah, it's good. So I'm just going to put some of that. So the trick with this is to just, you know, if you're not 100% sold on anything, you could just try it out. Put one dab in. If this is your crochet hook, sorry. I think it's my crochet hook. It's a bamboo one. But none of us use a bamboo hook. So.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I don't have any fiber art tools.
Oh, you know what that's from? It's from, I actually don't know where it's from. Let's try this one. This is that, I can't read what that says. Something blue. Veritable blue. Oh, yes, Mocha Mousse, Pantone Color of the Year. I hate the way that they show that color, though, because
that
it's
was a
horrendous.
Weird way to show that color, but I did like it when somebody said that was Neely color.
He's a Mocha Mousse. Yeah,
it's like great. Marty. He's that color, too.
He's a Mocha Mousse. I like to say it.
Mocha Mousse.
Mocha. And it's the color of wool felt, which I like.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's do this. Get it in there. Oh, man. There's a little bit left on there. Oh, well. It's okay. And let's put some opera pink. And then I'll fill it the rest of the way with something else. I'm undecided. But look how pretty that one looks. Let's get in there and check it out. So when this is ready, mostly I made this, I will tell you. I made this for taking like shots of my work because I wanted something. And don't do like me. Do you see what I just did? Don't do that. Wipe it off. But I didn't have a cloth handy, so I just went ahead and freely dipped. And there was a little bit on there, and now it's in this. So now I will have, here, I'll see if I can lift that out. It's okay. And we can test it. We'll test it right next to it and see how pretty it is. So that's the beam pink. And then look at how pretty that one is to go with it. Delightful. Opera pink. Get in there, opera pink. Mixing with Mocha Mousse. It's not really Mocha Mousse. It's Sickle Right brown, but Mocha Mousse enough, right? Pink and brown look good together. And let's try this blue while we're at it. Let's grab a little bit of that and see how it mixes together.
I think pink looks good with a lot of colors.
Well, sometimes. So I'm not saying that you can't just put whatever colors you like. I usually pick colors that I love together, and I tend to pick this quinacridone magenta in acrylics, and all my paintings have that same look for the last like 10 years. I've been interested in that palette. It's like 4 colors with burnt umber, Payne's gray, and quinacridone pink. And I think they look beautiful together. So that's what I have, those 4 colors. Let's see what this one does with it. We'll mix it right in here. And that's the random gray, so I don't know what's going to happen. Might be too much gray action. But if I don't love it, this is not a permanent, I can always rinse it off. It's no problem to do. But look, so you can get beautiful mixtures. So sometimes it's good to have a limited palette because you don't know what's going to happen. And this one I would say is more for sketching. I wouldn't say, hey, this is landscape, because you'd need a yellow or something in there to get the tones of green. Because otherwise, if you have a red, like a red, a blue, and a yellow, you could pretty much make anything.
Would you say that a limited color palette forces you to be more creative with what you're doing?
I would say that. I mean, in school, they would always be like, okay, you have these two colors to work with, go. And I was like, in my youth, I could never understand it. I was like, what is this? And my goal was to have, you should see my palettes from when I was in college. My palettes from them were like the biggest ones, and I would put every single like color that I could find, not really realizing that I could almost mix any color. So as you get to be more confident with your colors, I know that I can make a painting with just those four, no problem. Because look at this. It's really beautiful. I mean, if we're being real, let's try it right now and see what happens. Let's just try the whole, have the whole full experience. I'm a big fan of a little, look how cute that is. I'm loving it. I'm going to grab a little bit of this. Maybe I'll make a flower. Grab a little bit of that. Edge it. Just pretty. A lovely kind of saturated blue. Let me get some of that gray in there that I'm so enamored with. But really, I just love, lately, all I want to do is make shapes. And a part of me is like, is this what happens when you get to be where you no longer care what will sell and what won't sell? I'm just focusing on what I'm interested in. Is that what is happening? Who knows?
I think that makes it better.
Yeah, I just, I've been interested in just doing really soft color washes and not really trying to make something look like another thing, or trying to make something look like a face or an eye or whatever. This, I just naturally gravitate towards making botanical shapes or like sea life shapes. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of playing with it. And I'm testing the feel of this palette. And I like it. So if you're interested, we have these in our shop. This one is, how much is it? The palette? It's like $20, I think. Oh, Sonia says, so Azalea, which juicy gems are you looking forward to seeing and hunting this time in Tucson?
Oh, asking me?
Yeah.
Well, whenever I go anywhere, I'm usually drawn to peridot and garnet. I really, really like garnet. And I really like pink topaz a lot. That's like in my color palette. Unfortunately, not like a cheap one, but I do like that one.
We did look. She had this it was pink spinel. That's what it was. We were hunting for pink spinel, but it was so.
Pink topaz is like the gemstone of my dreams, but pink spinel is like, I think, a little cheaper than that if I'm right. But I did look at some that looked so dyed, but it was so pretty, and I looked into that dude's eyes and I was like, you promise?
She didn't. She was like, are you serious for real right now? This is legit.
Because it's like, why is this so cheap?
It was. I was like, it looks dyed to me.
I was like, okay, let me rephrase that. Is it heat treated? Was it messed with in some way to make it this color? And he was like, no, natural. I said, okay, I'm gonna trust it, bro. And I have it, and
show it to me. Let's see it. Bring it over here. Let's see it.
It's right here. This is the stuff that I got when we were, I don't remember where we were, but I kept it in this bag. Look at it. Look at the cost of it. There it is in the original packaging too, from the same person.
Let's have a look. Let's have a.
I didn't make anything with it quite yet because the holes are small, and I'll have to do some. I was thinking about making it on like a special necklace. But so they're not. They're well drilled. They're just small drilled. They're like good for like maybe like probably skinnier Soft Lex would be good for that.
So this is the pink spinel, or
That
is
is
this
the
pink
one.
topaz?
Spinel, I think. I can't remember. It was kind of a
Oh no, that's spinel. That's not going to be $35. Spinel is expensive, and it's usually the crystals for spinel are usually like this. They're very small.
Well, I don't know. I love how it looks, and that dude looked me in my eyes and swore that it was what he's telling me it is, and that it's not dyed. So,
all right. No, I remember these.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with those yet, but I like them.
Oh yeah,
they are very pretty. I've got ideas though.
Yeah, what do y'all think about this story? These are, looks like really good quality peridot. And you can tell the good color if, when you look at it, you want that olivine green. And you can check them. Now, the way I check them is I check the holes. Sometimes you can get gemstones, but they'll have that annoying way that they drill them where it's like half this way and then a teeny tiny hole on this side, and that's not good. So let's see. I don't know if you can get in there to see it, but I check both sides. Sometimes if you hold them up to the light, you can see how it's drilled across. Look at the thickness of the thread. Sometimes it's a trick and it's like a hair. And then later you get it and you're like, what is this? What do you string it with? There's nothing you can string it with because it's barely drilled. Oh, I see Donna. Hey, Donna. I've been thinking about you, Donna. Donna has beautiful, beautiful handmade lamp work beads and also candles. I don't know if you still have candles. Donna is also a multi-dimensional crafter. I hope you are out of harm's way. I've been thinking about you.
I want that pink to be legit.
I'm sure it is. It doesn't look dyed. I mean, the thread is, sometimes that can be deceiving. I'll look at these closer and sometimes I'll crack them open and see if only the middle part or outside parameter of the piece is pink, then you know it's dyed, because then you know the dyeing doesn't soak through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really nice too. This is my favorite when they're, look, check these out. These are super high quality. I remember these. Yeah, those are delicious.
Are you looking at the peridot?
The rounds. Delightful.
Oh yeah, I like those rounds. I was gonna put those in with the pink.
That would be
good. Green is my flavor.
Pink and green are a delightful combination. You know, I always think to myself that if it is something that exists in the botanical world, it's a pretty much a given to work in art world. There's that. Oh, it's almost been an hour.
Yeah.
Almost. Oh yeah. So Donna says candles, laser engraving, machine embroidery. You do it all. She does it all. All right, my friends. I'm gonna wrap it up. So I can have some din. Today was kind of a fun day of experimenting with this palette that I created. I love it, and it's already on my website. It's kind of a minimalist palette. Let me see how that works. Let's dip it in there and clean it off. There, ready to rock and roll. Nice, huh? So this, before you clamp it shut, you're going to have to let it dry. Otherwise, it will just pour out. So let this sit, let it dry, and then you can put it in your collection. So anyway, that's what I have on that. We have this new pewter. This is the bronze. We have a few of these on the site. Azalea dropped the link for it. I think the silver is all gone now, but I do have it in pewter, and it looks very similar to this.
We do have some silver left on the trunk show. I think a lot of people took advantage of our pewter sale on Sunday, but I don't know if our silver got as much attention. So here's that link again. You guys can see that. This is a replacement. We did it on our trunk show page, so we wouldn't have to track people down and get their information for GBE with a lot sale. So that's why we made it a little bit easier with the website.
Okay, so this is my palette so far right here. That is the 4 colors that are in my palette. So really what all I need is basically this or this color. Actually, this would be a good blending because then I could make orange or kind of an orange like this orange, or a green. So if you have 3 of the core colors, red, yellow, or blue, and some kind of neutral, I don't think black, but you know what? If you like it, then you mix it if it's in your palette. You do whatever you want, and you can change it up. All right, so, and I wanted to say I have one left of this. If you're interested in the self-care kit, that, I don't know what I do with that gouache. I was just holding it.
It's on your desk right there. It's over on the right-hand side.
I don't see it.
I know it's over there. I just saw it.
Go bring it to me. Oh, so this is the 3 colors, and I added this one. Can't tell what this is. I think that's a Payne's gray. But those 3, you could make anything. Maybe it's in my pocket.
Maybe it is in your pocket because it was right over here. We got a lot of stuff on your desk.
Yeah, don't shame me.
It's okay. It was just over here. You probably put it in your pocket and forgot about it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I have that available. If you've been waiting on a gua sha, I know it's in a set, but that, I know some folks were like, I just want the tool or I just want the bag. I will have both at some point, but at this point I only had I think I had 4 total. So that's why I did it that way. All right, I'm going to switch this over. Oh, Bonnie, I'm so glad to hear it. Bonnie says, my bags were a big hit at Christmas. I would love to have that for a gift. I'm going to give one to my friend Jen. And we're having a craft party on Saturday. And I say craft party, just to get together with a few people so that it's not too many folks jam-packed around the table. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on our Magic Hour Wednesday edition. Oh, Melanie says, I love my bag and get compliments on it. Oh, good. I have a bunch of them. My friend Joanne makes the bags. And this one is made with a fabric that I found at, where did I find this? At that antique? There was an antique store in I was almost about to say Columbus, but it's in town called Needful Things. And there was a section.
It's a little bit of a spooky place.
It's so spooky. You know what? It's named after the Stephen King book.
Also spooky.
In it. The book is spooky. So it's not really a surprise because it's a massive antique store. But in one of the booths, I found this fabric and it has all these different colors on it. I'm pretty crazy about it. It's a kind of a cotton velvet. It's really soft. And the inside is Thai silk. Isn't that cool? It's a very beautiful silk. And it's nice and soft. I love silk. It's one of my all-time favorite fibers. So there's one of those left. So just to be forewarned, Azalea and I are going to be holding a big sale on our kits coming up. That is we're going to do a newsletter and we'll let everybody know. We're going to try and make some space because in how many days? When do we leave?
We leave on the 29th.
We leave on the 29th for Tucson. And we're going to be there
we like
for
to make
a few
kits
days.
Out in Tucson. We like to make and sell the kits and we need room in here.
We need room in our. We need
the months that we need to get out of here. So instead of just sitting on them, we're going to announce right now that we're going to do a sale, and then we're going to put out a newsletter giving you guys a date and time that we're going to have these on sale and make them real easy to find, almost as if we're professionals. Because I see other people do that. We just kind of spring it on people. We're like, we just decided 12 minutes ago that we're going to have these on sale, but instead this time is going to be different.
We're going to give you a heads up.
We're going to let you guys know so you can plan around it, and maybe we'll even change some stuff around. We'll see what happens with it.
Well, if you have ideas of things that you're looking for, so this is a perfect time. Now I know what I like, so I told my buddy Raj, I was like, listen, Raj, you know what I like. Come with what I like. And he's like, I don't want to imitate him because someone's going to say, Cynthia, what the heck are you doing? Or I'm going to imitate him. He goes, I'm not going to do it because then
That's okay.
I'm going to get in trouble. But he was like, I miss you. He's very dramatic. He's very dramatic.
Looks into your eyes.
He looks right into your soul, and he's like, "We miss you both. We cannot wait to see you." I'm like, "Well, back at you, my friend." But anyway, get ready for some walkthroughs and some meetups with some friends out there. One of the things we love to do is we love to go and see our buddies that we just see online. I'm going to see Ann Gardan. You guys, Ann. We're going to see Ann. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
We used to be set up at the, what show were we at? At the Doubletree ages ago. And I used to be always over at her booth being like, "Hey, Ann, what are you doing?" All the friends out there, we'd say, "Hey, what you doing?" And I'm going to miss Kate. I don't know why she's not coming, but she's got too much to do. She's probably busy filling orders.
Yeah, I was sad when she told us that she wasn't going to be
She
out in
didn't wanna
Tucson
go.
this year. Because you know what? It was so fun last
We
time.
had
when
the
we were
best
at that nice
time.
restaurant, and then we spotted in the back of the restaurant, we saw Kevin.
So anyway, we were at this really fancy restaurant. We were having dinner with Emily. Y'all know Emily Miller from beadshop.com fame. Emily was with us, and Kate and Jess, the whole shebang. We were all there, and we spotted Kevin O'Grady in the corner. And so we all turned around, and we were like making perfect eye contact.
He pretended
Or not
us.
eye contact, but we were all staring at him. And we're like, how long is it going to take till he feels the weight of our eyes on his back of his
He
head?
saw it immediately, but then he just pretended he didn't know us.
I guess he didn't recognize us. But anyway, we were like, "Kevin," and it was pretty funny.
He sent us
and then he sent us a bottle of wine, and that was the first time you got to try wine like a grown-up.
I know.
Don't tell anybody, because she's still not 21, but she just had a little sip, so it was okay.
Yeah.
Melanie says, "I'm begging the hubby to take me to Tucson next year. LOL, just give me all the money to go by myself." Listen, it's a good time. My Beaded Bliss says, "Going to Tucson is on my bucket list." You know? And Robin says, "I'm so sad to be missing it. It's so good. It's so fun. All the friends go, and there's like a magical synergy that happens. I don't know what it is about the desert, but everybody seems like they're in a good mood, and you see people you haven't seen in decades. It's so fun." And the main thing is you can find stones that you didn't even know you wanted. That's what I like.
I'm excited for African Village.
Of course, African Village. We're going to be hitting that place up for sure. Every time we go, we see our friends. Last time we were there, we turned the corner, and there's Candy. She's going live. We're going live. It's like we didn't even plan it. And then around another corner, I saw Deborah, and I was like, "Deborah," and I sneak attacked her. She didn't recognize me at first, because I'm all geared up with there's no sun touching any of my skin. So she looked like, I thought she was going to hit me with her purse. But so I stopped sneaking up on people. That was the lesson, is don't sneak up on folks. All right, my friend. We are going to wrap it up, and I'm going to have some dinner. So we will see you this Sunday. We'll be going live at our regular time at 7. We'll have a tutorial and we'll probably do another metal thing. We're working on the waxes now. And think about what you want to see or what you want us to shop for when we're in Tucson. If there's something you've been hankering to find, and you know what, you're like, I don't know why nobody is carrying, I don't even know what you would want. There's so many stones. There's so many stones. I mean, if you said faceted pearls, it'd be like, well, listen, faceted pearls are a thing of the 90s and are kind of not, you don't see them anymore. So anyway, keep that in your brain to let us know next time's comments, or you can send us a message on one of the comment section of our group, the Greengirlstudios gang. And then, Beaded Bliss says, "I love artisan beads." You know what? Maybe we'll go hit up Casino Royale. What's that show called? The Casino. I hate going to the casino. I know people are like, "Listen, it's an artisan show. We used to do the show." But when they moved it to the casino, without saying anything to anybody, I was like, "Look, I know you're getting a discount, but I want to be sniffing all of that exhaust from the gambling floor, because they allow you to smoke." So whenever I'd go in, I could only stand it for like a few minutes. I'm like, listen, I gotta go stand outside because I'm not that I'm like some wilting flower, but the smoke would give me a headache. So anyway, Sherry says chrome dioxide, and shit. Is that Sherry? Is that a real stone? Shiitakite. Is that a real stone?
I think so.
Shiitakite. Oh, beautiful chrysocolla. You know what stone I'm going to be hunting for? Granditerite. I love that. That's like a beautiful teal with a shimmer across the top. It's delightful. So I'll be hunting that. Oh, Caroline says I'm getting into the black and purple stones. Boy, there's so many to choose from. All right, my friends, we're wrapping it up. We will see you on Sunday. Y'all take care. We love you out there. Stay safe and stay creative. We'll see you Sunday. Okay, bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.